Monday feels. Just giving a few moments for those that are going to join us. It's Monday. My hair's being really funny. Happy Monday, guys. I see we have some folks on. Hi, James. Hi, Adam. Good to see you. Okay, yep. So I'm not on my computer today because my computer was being really funny and I couldn't figure out how to turn off all the notifications on Facebook as I was doing this, which seems pretty silly to me since who goes on Facebook Live while all their notifications are going off? Me. Hi, Karen. Hi, Nikki. Oh, what an awesome group today. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Monday? Hi. What was, as we're talking, what was your favorite part of the day so far? I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what you did today, how it went. If you tuned in to some of the other folks. Hi, Bob. Really glad you joined us. So I'd love to hear from you. Hi, Craig. I'd love to hear from you what your favorite part of the day was, and if you tuned into any of the other staff, any of the other videos we had, your reflections or thoughts on them. I actually just watched I did Brian Quinn's meditation from this morning. I was on Zoom meetings all day from like 9, and then I tapped out at about 2:30. I had one more at 3, but luckily I have an incredible staff that took over for me. Hi, Holly. Great group today. So I was listening to Brian's meditation, and I was thinking, I get inspiration from all different places, and I was thinking about tonight's reflection and wasn't sure what to talk about, so I said, let me try to meditate. And sure enough, I had some thoughts that came to mind. Hey, Danny. Thanks, Holly. You complimented my hair. I didn't wash it today. Hi, Liz. Hey, guys. So I was doing some weeding in the backyard today, and during the meditation that came to mind. And it was very interesting. I don't know what I'm doing. I've first-time home buyer. I know it's been a couple of years, but I haven't done anything. And I have a backyard with tons of plants and things growing, and I don't know what are weeds, what isn't, what I'm supposed to cut, what I'm not. So it's pretty messy. And as I was meditating, for whatever reason, my weeding came to mind. And I thought about this little patch I have where it's got to be weeds, because most of the stuff is sort of half dead or not started growing yet. But there's this giant patch, and it's all spreading. Just the weeds are taking over alongside my fence there. And during the meditation, that came to me. And I was like, well, that's really interesting and silly. Why would that come to me? But I started to think about energy. That was Brian's meditation, the topic of Brian's meditation. And energy work in terms of the weeds. Right? I thought about negative energy and how it sort of just takes over and the weeds just keep growing and keep expanding. And also the same, sorry guys, I'm back. Also the same with our attitudes and our mindset. Negative energy just kind of takes over. I think of it as like a black cloud, and it just it takes over, starts from your toes and goes all the way up to your mind and everything around you. Your field of energy around you attracts that kind of energy. So I was taking out these weeds, and I was thinking about all the beauty around them, right? So the weeds don't taint what we see. Hey, Dean. Hi. Good to see ya. So the weeds, if I looked at the weeds and thought, oh, how horrible or how ugly or whatever, it would have taken away from seeing all the other stuff growing around it, which was really beautiful. There's like a rose bush. There's some other bushes. I don't know what they are, but our mindset and our energy have such a huge impact on our well-being. Energy is a really powerful thing. And thanks, Holly. It's a great analogy. Energy is a really powerful thing. We talk about that a lot. I think most of the folks on our Facebook Live feed, there's a thread that's sort of interwoven through all of it, whether it's balance, whether it's acceptance, whether it's being present. But all of those things are affected by our energy, right? And our mindset and our attitude. And it's really hard to get grounded and get centered when you're in this dark cloud. If you've seen those commercials about depression, it sort of has this stick figure guy walking and there's just a cloud right over him and it's raining. And energy work is very similar. Susie, who does Reiki, who used to do Reiki at ROCovery, she is just absolute ball of positive, bright energy. There's an aura around her that's palpable. You could feel it. But there are other people, when you see them, you could just see pain in their eyes. And I used to be that way. When I look back at pictures of me before I entered recovery, there's just so much pain in my eyes. It looked like there was always that dark cloud over me. And today there's not. And it takes a lot of work, right? It's not easy. I don't just wake up and I'm happy, right? We talked about kind of the human condition and that there are days that I wake up and I'm not in the right frame of mind, or I'm not feeling super optimistic or positive or grateful. But it depends on my mindset. What do I choose to do with that information? The good won't last forever, but neither will the bad. This too shall pass. And I used to hate that saying, but it really will. So what do we do in those happy times? How do we cultivate those moments, cultivate that energy, and bring that into the times that offer challenges? What are the things that we do to help us feel connected and increase our energy, our positive energy? I see Nikki wrote, she's leaving work early to come home and spend time with my daughter. Being outside was my favorite time of the day. This time makes things extra challenging for teens. I bet it's challenging for kids and for teens and for all the folks that tend to keep super busy, But that's where you gain strength, right? And gain energy. Time with your daughter, being outside. That was my favorite part of the day too, definitely getting outside. And Karen, very similar, went for a nice walk in the neighborhood. My favorite part will be a bit later when we FaceTime our grandson. You see the theme? It's about connection and it's about family. And the connection with kind of the universe and the beauty all around us. And family is so important, whether it's blood family or other family. I have an incredible recovery family, an incredible community. My parents live downstate, so I don't really have family in Western New York. But my friends are my family. ROCovery is my family. I spend holidays with my ROCovery and my Rochester family, right? Because without connection, human beings are made for connection. We're not made to kind of function in silos and in isolation. And our connections too, we have positive connections and negative connections, right? In terms of energy. When we're not in a very positive frame of mind, the people around us, maybe take note, aside from your immediate friends, when you're in a negative mindset, more often than not, you attract negative energy and negative people versus when you're in a positive mindset. I don't know if you've ever had this experience. You're in a doctor's office or online at a supermarket or whatever it is, right? And you just see someone sort of grumpy, or you could tell by their energy, by their body language, by the way they're standing or carrying themselves that they're not in the best of moods. And maybe you say something nice to them, or you chat them up, or you notice someone else saying something to them. And at first they're ambivalent. They don't really want to engage. But maybe that little bit of niceness, that whatever it is, whatever your message was in that moment, you could see where it turns that moment around. Maybe not their whole day, but you could almost see the sparkle in their eyes. And that's through human connection. It's kind of like when one heart touches another in our time of need. I see Holly, connection was my intention card for the day. And that's really beautiful. It's all about connection. Connection is all around us. Even when I was in active addiction and I felt so disconnected, there were people that saw me, and people that cared about me, that wanted to help me. And I pushed everyone away, but I still knew there were those people. We leave imprints on other people's hearts, as do they leave imprints on ours. My belief system is that we're messengers. I may be a messenger for you, but you also carry a message for me, right? And it's in those messages that we find those powerful connections. So think about that. What were the things you did today to nurture your connections, right? What are you going to do tonight to nurture those connections? I see Suzanne just joined us. Hi, Suzanne. Good to see you. I'm trying to put stuff in front of my phone so it doesn't keep rolling away, but it might happen. I talk with my hands, so it's kind of uncomfortable to just hold my phone. So during her challenging times when we feel so disconnected, right, and we're practicing physical distancing, not necessarily social distancing, because we're within our communities. We're within it's like micro, macro, and meso. That's a social work term. Micro in our immediate community, macro in the larger community, and meso is just greater all around us, kind of on a higher level, right? So we're in all these different communities, and that's where we really build our connections, and that's where we gain strength. That's where we grow, right? And sometimes growth comes from places of pain or from challenge, right? That's where I've had the most growth throughout my whole recovery, is when things were really hard. When I've gone through difficult times was when I reemerged a stronger person. And not even necessarily a stronger, I think a more inspired or a different person with new ways to see the world. When we're living in pain, we see the world in this sort of trauma-tinted glasses, right? Or fill in the blank, whatever your experience is. But our view, the lens is tinted. So we don't always see ourselves clearly. I don't often see myself clearly. I bet there are times when you guys don't see yourselves clearly. And we need a mirror. Right? We need a mirror, someone that can point that out to us, someone that can kind of challenge our broken thoughts or our unhealthy thoughts that tell us we're not enough, we're not good enough. You guys know my favorite song is I Am Enough by Daphne Willis, and I was thinking about that today. Brian, hey. I was thinking about I am enough, just as I am, right? Those are her lyrics. And I forget that. Boy, it's so easy to forget my own worth, right? My own strength, the power in my voice, the power in my presence. And that's not like a conceited thing. That's something that each and every one of you possess. You are enough. You have so much power in your very being to change the world, to change others. You don't often see yourselves clearly. So I think community, insight, awareness, connection, those are all the ways in which we learn and we grow, and that's how we get through things, right? Think of all the different communities, whether it's religious community, whether it's your work community, whether it's military, whether it's, your fitness community. There are all these different pockets and all these different ways to connect, and it's based around shared experience, right? Shared lived experience. And it's something that binds us. It's kind of this unspoken connection. I see Karen wrote, I also think it's about balance. Absolutely. If I accept my feelings and frame of mind and make my gratitude list, in other words, take a personal inventory daily, being sure to count the pulses as well as the the pluses, as well as the minuses. I can look at the big picture and shift my thinking. I absolutely love that, and that is so true. We talked about balance last night, or I talked about balance last night. It's actually brought up in our staff meeting today as well. Our feelings aren't good or bad, they just are, right? And that's the practice of meditation, is just acknowledging we are who we are. We feel what we feel and letting it go. And having some acceptance around that. Right, acceptance that the situation is exactly as it is. It's supposed to be in this moment, in this place, in this time. And that doesn't mean we're happy about it, right? It doesn't mean the situation is exactly as we want it, but there's something in there. There's a message in there for us. And I'm not saying right now this is a great time, because it's not. I'm not saying all you need to do is meditate to get well, to get past this. There are a lot of people that are really suffering. There are a lot of things. We're all dealing with things outside of our control. And I wish so much we could just flip a switch, or I could snap my fingers and everything and everyone will be better. It's not that simple. This weekend, it's been kind of a theme, right? I got some bad news about a few people in the community, and our community, the recovery community, is exposed to a different world. When you go outside of the recovery kind of bubble, it's very different out there. The folks that are not touched by addiction, and thank God for them, because I would never want someone to know addiction if they didn't have to, right? But they don't experience the losses, the amount of losses that we do. We're very unique, and that's another bond for us, is that we grieve together, we cope together, we get through it together. We have a shared kind of pain, but also this shared growth. Jamie, hey, good to see you. Really good to see you. I loved your TikTok video with your daughter. That was the best thing. TikTok is like the new it thing, and that I wasn't aware of. Chelsea and Lisa are doing some funny videos and challenges. But so thinking about our community, just seeing, we see a lot more pain, right, than others. But we're stronger because of it. We see and we understand life in a slightly different way, right? Because when you go through hell, you get to really appreciate the gifts that you have today. That was in the book I read yesterday, or the excerpts I've read, that talks about, through pain comes our very essence. It's a place of growth. It's a place of empowerment, right? It's not hard to feel powerless, especially in our current situation, but really over people in our lives. It's not hard to feel powerless, but it is, it's harder to stay empowered. It's harder, but it's very important, right? Because we are not powerless over ourselves. We are powerless over the situation. We're powerless over other people, especially now. But we have the power of choice in our decisions. We get to choose how we spend our days, right? We have power over our attitudes. We have power over the things we do throughout the day. Saturday night and Sunday morning, I chose to kind of sit and be grumpy, sit in my own thoughts and my own kind of sadness, and I woke up Sunday and I just wanted to stay in bed. I wanted to get back in bed. I didn't feel like getting up, but I had the power to turn my day around. And in that moment, I made the decision to work out, and don't you know, it reset my day. Let me see, Jamie, thank you. It's her fave, and it's so good to see you as well. Hope you're staying happy and healthy through all of this. Adam, painful lessons are the ones that tend to really stick with us. Absolutely. Jamie, I am staying happy and healthy, and it's really because of you guys. You guys show up for me each and every night, and in your feedback and in your support. And that's what keeps me going, right? And Adam, it's so true. Those painful lessons just help me to enlarge my life. They help me to just come out so much stronger on the other side. And those experiences, right? I say our experiences are our greatest asset. Those experiences allow me the opportunity to maybe serve others that have had similar experiences, right? So it's really a privilege. It's a privilege to go through these things, and it's a privilege to be able to share that with someone else that might walk away feeling different or better or empowered. So what are you guys doing to empower yourselves, empower your loved ones? I'd love to hear from you what you think about that. Mary Ellen, hey! All these great people joining us. I love it. So what are you guys doing to help yourselves stay empowered? I want to hear from you. Also, if I didn't say hi to you, it's because your name, not everyone's name shows up when you come into the room. So please don't think I'm ignoring you. I only see the ones that pop up. So if I didn't say hi to you, hello, welcome. Glad you joined us. Karen, I also feel my frame of mind improves when I reach out quietly in the background to help someone. Absolutely. Being a little gentler, kinder with others. Absolutely. I love this. I love that theme of kindness, right? Kindness no matter what. Because that's how we really show up for others, right? When we change someone else's day, a small, simple act could really mean a world of difference to that person. And when we do things for others, it really makes ourselves feel better, right? Or feel good, not even necessarily better. Those are those moments that matter. Those are the moments of connection. You know, when you hold the door for someone, there's times where they might just keep going and not say anything, but there are other times where you make eye contact and they say thank you, right? It's in that eye contact, that instant connection. That's where I gain my power. You know, that's where I gain my kind of source of empowerment, is eye contact. Because I get a little glimpse into that person's soul. So think about that through this evening. Think about, what do you do to empower yourself? What do you do to support others, right? To help others? How can you be kinder and gentler with yourself and others, right? Because when we're harsh to ourselves, it's really hard to have a positive attitude, right? That energy, those weeds that take over, those pesky weeds that try to keep us down, right? Some of the negative energy and the negative thoughts that keep us down. So what are the ways in which you change your mindset? You change the way you view the world when you're in those darker moments. So I'd love for you to think about that and share your thoughts with me. And my message pretty much always is just be kind. Be kind to others. Do the right thing, whatever that might mean for you. I'm not the judge of that. I was reading in a book, not in a book, Buddhist principles again. That's something I'm interested in. And it was talking about like right living and unconditional love. Yes, Adam, absolutely. My puppies do that for me. But it talked about like right living, right action. And I was talking to a friend about it, and he was like, well, what does right mean? And I said, I don't know. It's what's true to you. Whatever is right for you in that moment, right? So I'm definitely not the judge of that. Yeah. So a positive thought for the day. You are enough. You are so, so much more than enough. You are worthy. You are powerful beyond measure. And if you need some inspirational thoughts or videos or things to listen to, I listen to a lot of these kind of motivational speakers, especially when I work out. And it's really been empowering. Actually, David Goggins. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's an incredible, just an absolutely incredible person. So I encourage you on YouTube. He's got a lot of videos. I see Stacy. When I'm struggling with negative people or situations, I have to take a step back and lift it up in prayer. Hi, Stacy. I didn't say hi to you before. That's great, right? You take it up to whatever your source is. Whether it's prayer, whether it's meditation, whether it's going for a walk, it's that pause. It's taking that minute to step back and act instead of reacting. Let's see, Karen wrote, to empower others, I try to remember this is another person's life and decisions, so I can only share my experiences. I love the parents' Tao Te Ching. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, I love that. It speaks to acceptance of ourselves and of others exactly as we are, because that's exactly how we're meant to be in this exact moment. So I think that's enough out of me, you guys. It's been a great chat. Thank you for making my night, right? And I talked about our day's intentions start at night, right? It's another reason I like these nightly reviews or evening reviews. It's like early evening. But our day starts at night, right? Because it's our mindset. The way we go to sleep is related to how we wake up in the morning. So if you start your day at night by going to sleep with a gratitude list or reflecting on things that are going well, doing kind of a check-in, some self-compassion, some self-care, you bring that with you into the next day. So take good care of yourself. Make sure you're doing at least one good deed for yourself, one act of self-care each and every day. And you are meant for greatness. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Reach out. We have a lot of things happening every day. Our new schedule is up on our Facebook page. These videos also go on our website. And if you missed the full live session, they're all recorded. They're saved, so you can go back and check them out. As always, reach out. We are here. We are ready, willing, and able. We can't wait to talk to you and support you and just walk alongside you. Alrighty, guys. Bye, Gary. Good to see you. Bye, Stacy, Karen. Bye, ladies and gents.